Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Zach Lesage here, and we're going to be going over another Astral Radiance deck profile, and that one's going to be on Origin Form Dialga VSTAR. Now, we've already covered an Origin Form Dialga VSTAR deck, but I figured I'd be doing a disservice to everyone if I didn't cover the Turbo variant that won the 320-player Late Night Series event. This week's going to be a little bit of a Turbo deck theme, but that's really what's on everyone's mind after Turbo Palkia VSTAR was able to win the Melbourne Regional Championships. This deck won a 320-player Late Night Series event, and of course there's talks of Turbo Gengar as well. I'm going to be trying to be covering all three as I get prepared to leave to Milwaukee. If you are trying to pick up any of the cards for this deck, you can always go to PTCGO plug in code ZLesage5, or you can go to AtlasTCG.com, plug in code ZLesage8 to save off anything site-wide. A lot of great ground to cover, a lot of great stuff to cover. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what you think of this deck. Just spark a discussion, say hi, all that great stuff. That being said, let's jump into the deck list. You are now watching Zach Lesage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. This is what we got going on with my updated Turbo Dialga VSTAR deck. The goal of this deck is really simple. We're going to basically use Mew's Mysterious Tail to thin through a bunch of item cards that we have in our deck, grabbing cards such as Metal Saucer, Quick Ball, and other things like that, to eventually get out a Dialga VSTAR and go Star Chronos ASAP, in most cases as early as turn 2, turn 3, hit our opponent's Pokemon, then go with Metal Blast to win the game. That's how we go. We go for that 1 punch, 2 punch, and then we follow it up back again with another punch. So we have a fresh Dialga being unscathed. We do have a copy of Dialga, or the Diancie, that could block the Dialga. Again, don't evolve into the Dialga VSTAR until necessary. Diancie allows you to go Princess Curtain, so if you ever need an extra turn, you can go Princess Curtain to get around. But we're just going to be ripping through cards with Crobat's Dark Asset, drawing cards with Radiant Greninja's Concealed Cards, getting those Metal Energies in the discard pile for Metal Saucer. We've got Cross Switchers to bring up the Pokemon that we want to be bringing up, and we have Trekking Shoes to just be growing through our deck 100%. So it should be a really powerful deck, and that's really where it's at. It should be really quick, might be a little bit fragile at times, but we'll see how it goes. That being said, we will be jumping into some gameplay with these Turbo decks. Sometimes you fail, sometimes it's a quick game. I'll be trying to show you the best way that I possibly can how this deck works. So, our opponent's going to be calling the coin flip. We really want to be going first with this deck so we can get some energies on the board. So hopefully we win this coin flip. We lost the coin flip. Oh no. Maybe they'll let us go first. But even if we go second, that's fine. We're still just trying to go for a turn 2 kind of board state sweep. This hand looks pretty good to me when it comes down to it. We're able to go with Radiant Greninja and discard an energy and maybe draw on some cards. We're playing against Mew, so it can be a little bit difficult at times, especially with the go Boss's Orders or Escape Rope or anything into our Dialga. But as long as we're able to survive this first turn, I think we're in a good spot. The fact that they're just going energy and not going Ultra Ball or anything else like that, their start doesn't necessarily seem like it's going to be the best, is probably the best way that I'd put it. Normally they're dropping a Battle VIP pass by now, and I mean, maybe it's just mis-sequencing, but they did discard a lot of resources. We got to look for unique ways. There's a switch, there's an escape rope, there's a catcher. We might be able to bring up a Genesect and just trap it into play. And if they don't get anything off of this Fusion Strike system, then we're just going to be chilling for a little bit. And I mean, of course they're getting set up. That's fine. Mew is a deck that we've all seen for a while, and if you haven't, this deck is very aggressive as well. The top decks are very, very, very aggressive decks. But our opponent going through with all these Ultra Balls, this is really like their third Ultra Ball of the game. They're just going through a lot of resources, and you can see they've drawn a lot of cards. So we'll see how this plays out. We have ways to draw more cards, and they're having an amazing start. But an amazing start does not mean that they are knocking out our Pokemon very quickly. We don't know what they're going to be bringing on their next turn. Maybe they prize some Boss's Orders. Maybe they'll get a Catcher Tails. So you never know exactly what's going to be going on. Oh, they got an Oricorio. This is best case scenario for us because we might be able to knock out their Mew relatively quickly. We got a Scoop Up Net. So I think before we start with anything else, we want to be able to get more energies in our hands. So when it comes to sequencing, these decks require a lot of sequencing. We're going to go Concealed Cards because we want to be drawing into energies to get them eventually into our discard pile. The Air Balloon there, absolutely fantastic. I think the next card that we want to be doing is getting out a Dialga, but I don't know entirely what we're going to go with. So we're going to go with Trekking Shoes here first. Yeah, we're going to go like that. That sounds great. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this into our discard pile. We can kind of see exactly what's going on with this deck. See, we have our Dialgas, we have Crobats, we have Diancies, we have Mews. So let's go ahead here and, you want to know what? Maybe we'll just go with a slightly different play here. What I want to be doing here is going Quick Ball on our... Maybe I want to put the Training Court in there. So I think maybe I'm going to Quick Ball away the Ultra Ball and just go for a Mew. And what I'm going to be doing here is going to be scooping up the Radiant Greninja so I'm able to reutilize that ability. So we're going to be able to get a little bit more out of our deck as well. So let's go Concealed Cards again. And once we finally get to those Dialgas, that's when things are going to be really great. I'd like to get another card just to pitch out of my hands. So hopefully we can get something with Mysterious Tail. Quick Ball here seems great. And that's because I'm going to be taking away this Ultra Ball. We don't really need that Ultra Ball too much. So let's go ahead like that. Let's pitch Search our deck for a Dialga. So now we're able to go Metal Saucer onto it. So we have one part of the puzzle. We need to get 5 energies on this Pokemon. I'm going to put a Training Court there. We might be getting another energy, and we're going to go Marnie. We want to get 2 to 3 energies per action if possible. We did get another energy with Metal Saucer. I think we're just kind of stuck here a little bit. What I'm going to be doing is Scoop Up Netting this again, and just trying to use Radiant Greninja. So you can see how there's different ways to be playing this deck. It's not just so one-sided. So let's discard that energy, see what we can get. The Ultra Ball might work out great here for us. So what we're going to be doing here is Ultra Ball these away and going for a Crobat. You can see that this deck can be quite aggressive in nature. So we're going to go Metal Saucer here, attaching there. And now we're going to go Crobat to draw some cards. You can see that like we're almost all the way there. I don't want to be going with the other Metal Saucers yet. So what I'm going to be doing, because next turn we just get it. We attach Metal Saucer energy. I'm going to feed up our opponents. Do we even care which Pokemon we bring up? I'm going to send them up a Crobat and say, here you go, have a feast. In case they bump my Training Courts, I do want to have an extra energy in my hand, so I'm going to go ahead like that. If our Dialga survives this turn, this is really where the breaking point of the game is. If we went first, our opponent would have to have, this would be their turn 2 going second. So you can see how going first is huge. But if they're unable to knock out Dialga the Dialga V, we're chilling. And the fact that they're going with Ellis's means that they're not going for boss. They might be going for Pokemon Catcher. They need to get Pokemon Catcher and either a Choice Belt or they'd have to get a Power Tablet. And this is where we're going to try to gobble up into some of our opponent's Pokemon. If they don't get everything out, we might just be able to knock out their Mew VMAX next turn, knock into their Meloetta, and maybe draw a final prize card somewhere. We certainly have ways that we can win this game. And that's really the big thing that we're going for. Again, we're really hoping they don't go for Pokemon Catcher. And maybe, do we go after the Mew VMAX? That's a really tough choice. We can get more energies onto this Pokemon to do Metal Blast. I believe we need to get 7 energies in order to do that. Knockout on the Mew VMAX. So that is something where we can go Star Chronos and try to power it up. We need 5 energies anyway, so we're not that far off. Especially when we factor in things like Cross Switcher, Radiant Greninja. As long as this does not get knocked out, I think we're in a pretty good spot. There's their Choice Belts. Again, things are looking pretty good for us. I really have no complaints. And this is really where, like, I think this deck is sick. There's just a lot of cool things that could happen. There's their catcher. We probably end up losing this game. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll concede this game. The reason being is that we've already gone through 2 Metal Saucers, and then they could just go boss orders. So this is really where the deck either does really well or completely flops. Unfortunate that we're literally about to win the game, but this is what happens when you go second with these turbo decks sometimes, that your opponent, when you're playing against an equally aggressive deck, can kind of take you out. We can't get a Dialga VSTAR off in the same turn because we have to evolve, and we also use 2 of our Metal Saucers. That's where it's at. It happens to the best of us sometimes. So our opponent's going to be calling the coin flip, and we won the coin flip. Yo, let's go. Let's see what we can start off with here. And I mean, we started with a Dialga, not necessarily the best start for us, but we have opportunities here to make things work. Let's see what we get here. Let's see what we're playing against. It looks like we're playing against a Regi deck. Could be a difficult one. We'll see how that ends up playing out. But maybe we'll be able to knock out their Pokemon and stuff like that. And you never know how many they'll be able to get. So let's go ahead here and go Ultra Ball. Let's pitch through, discarding a couple of those. I mean, I think the big key thing that we want to be going into here is a Mew. I think Mew sounds really good. We'll check through. We can see that we have some saucers. We have a saucer prize at the very least. I'm going to go like this. I think what I want to do here is just Ultra Ball these away and search for a Crobat. So we want to go kind of aggressive here against this deck because we could win as early as turn 2. We're going to go with this as well and see what we can get. I think I'm fine with this. Yes, we want to keep that into our hands. So let's go Crobat here. We're going to draw some cards and let's go Trekking Shoes again. We just want to maybe draw. We don't need this. Would you like to put this card in your hand? No. We did get a Metal Saucer, so let's go ahead, retreat this, see what we get from Mysterious Tail. And if we're able to get another Metal Saucer, that's cool. If not, I totally get it. I'm going to go Ultra Ball here. And what I'm going to do might, I mean, there's a couple things that we can do. I think what we'll take is just like this, and I think we're good at this point to knock out our opponent's Pokemon really quickly. I think that's one thing that I'd like to do. So I'm going to go ahead here and pass. Next turn, we just need to get an Energy and 2 Metal Saucers. That's really what we're looking for. You don't necessarily need to go Star Chronos first. We might be able to Metal Blast this Registeel. So depending on how many Regis our opponent gets out, we're good. Oh, they play Gloria in their deck. So they can search for 3 basic Pokemon that don't have a rule box and put them onto their bench. That's really cool. Maybe they have a lot of ways to discard things. This might just be scary for us if they get some energies out or something like that. Yeah, that's kind of a wild start for a Regigigas deck. Well, we'll have to see how that plays out. But I mean, regardless if we get it out or not, we're going for the strategy of the deck. We can't necessarily determine if we're able to bench out our opponent. And single prize card deck is not necessarily where we're at when it comes to things. When you're playing against a Regi deck, you're going to be trying to isolate Pokemon that are already in their discard pile, so that it forces them to get out an ordinary Rod or something else, or that they just eventually get stuck. Now, our opponent was able to Regi us. That's cool. They just weren't able to get out the energies necessary. So that's fine. I think what we go through here first is Trekking Shoes. And we don't have any Cross Switchers in the discard pile. Would you like to put this in your hand? No. I don't think we need that right now. Of course, it had to be back-to-back Cross Switcher. Let's go with Mysterious Tail and see what we can get here. I mean, I think another Metal Saucer here sounds great. This is probably a matchup where we're going to go through double Dialga, and we could actually power up our other Dialga too. So we're going to go ahead like this. I don't even know if we want to get the energy. Like, I keep on going back and forth on what we want to be doing here. Our hand's like a little bit dead. I'd like to get at least one more energy, so I'm going to take away our Cross Switcher. It's a little bit unfortunate, but I mean, we still have that boss's orders. Let's go for the Crobat, draw into some cards, and see exactly whatever's going on. I'm going to go Scoop Up Net here. I'm not going to try to go for Metal Saucer. I'm just going to try to attach my energy for the turn normally, and see how that goes. Now, they have 2 cards in their hands. If we really wanted to, we would just play Marnie, but there's no point of us playing Marnie. We're just going to go Metal Blast Knockout. I don't think our opponent has a way to knock out the Dialga VSTAR, and then we could get up a few prize cards next turn with a Star Chronos back-to-back into a Metal Blast, and that might just set them off their game a little bit. And we'll see if there's any other cool plays that we can make along the way. I mean, Reggie is not prone to... sometimes you just get a little bit of a rough go, and you can see that our opponent right now has no energies in the discard pile. How are they getting those energies in the discard pile? That's a big question. They're just going to have to get things in the discard pile. We've already used all of our abilities except for Radiant Greninja. And we also have Training Court in our hand. Most lists only play 1 to 2 Path to the Peak, so it can be a difficult one. They're going to concede there before we get off the Star Chronos, but they already saw exactly what was going to be going on in that game. And that's what we got going on for this video today. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing how this deck could work out. I mean, game 1 was really heartbreaking. I mean, that's how this deck's going to happen half the time. But we were able to use Radiant Greninja and cards like Mew Celebrations to turbo eyes this deck. And I mean, I think it worked out to a certain degree. Game 2, we would have absolutely destroyed the Regi deck by going Star Chronos back to back into our Metal Blast, into another Metal Blast. And then we'd be at 2 prize cards left, and it's like, can you take out Dialga? That's the big question. So, I mean, there's definitely some options when it comes down to this deck, and there's some cool plays when it comes down to this deck. Is it the most consistent deck in the world? Probably not. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this if you're not necessarily, like, it's high risk, high reward in a lot of ways. You could just sometimes run through your opponents regardless of whatever they do, and I've seen games as early as turn 2 benching out your opponent's board and drawing 4 prize cards in the same turn, right? Turbo Dialga is a really cool deck. I think Turbo Palkia is better. I think Turbo Gengar might be better. But I did want to showcase what this deck could do for you and show you what my updated list look like. By all that being said, if you enjoyed Dialga, give this video a thumbs up. If you enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up. Just like the video, I mean, it really helps out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Only 8% of the subscribers have it on, and considering there's like almost 12K of y'all, that's not really a lot when it comes down to it. It should be close to 100% if possible. I do try to post the best content available, and if there's anything you want, again, let me know in the comments. We try to do a video per day. And let me know in the comments whatever is going on. I totally love to spark a discussion. Even just saying, hi, Zach, I love the videos, really helps out a lot. It's the freest way to support the channel. If you do want to help support the channel and get a little bit of a discount, though, you could go to PTCGO Store.com, plug in code ZELASAGE5 to save 5% on your next order of codes, including Astral, Radiance. So really great stuff going on there. If you want to build this deck or any other cool deck that I've covered, you can go to AtlasTCG.com if you're building physical TCG cards, decks, even playing Magic, collecting, all that stuff, and use code ZELASAGE8 at AtlasTCG.com to save 8% on your next order of anything site-wide. So totally check those out. And if you want to get some coaching from me, I'm going to be traveling for a little bit, but I'm back as of June 28th, so hit me up on metafy.gg/@ZachLasage. Totally love to help you out on your journey. I'll catch up with all y'all later. Peace out and have a great day. If you're looking for a great deal on some physical Pokemon TCG cards, you can head over to atlascollectibles.com or atlastcg.com. Type in whatever cards you're looking for. So Arceus V-STAR is absolutely hot right now. Let's search up Arceus V-STAR. You can see they have a great selection of cards, and it's continuously getting new stock all the time. And we can add these to our cart. You can see I already added one to my cart. So when you're going to check out, you can use code ZELASAGE8. Use that code, and you could save off your order. That was $4.80 of savings just off of an Arceus V-STAR. It's all in Canadian pricing, and they do shipping across the world. So by all means, check out AtlasTCG.com, AtlasCollectibles.com, and use code ZELASAGE8 to save on your next order of physical Pokemon TCG cards. Are you trying to get better at Pokemon TCG? Well, if you are, you're in the right place. I offer coaching at metafy.gg/@ZachLasage. That link is in the description, and you pick up a coaching session from me and book it on the website. I likely have availability this week, and you can see exactly what my availability calendar is at any given time. I offer training plans to help players get ready for any of their upcoming events, including getting all the way to the World Championships, or you can pick up a one-on-one coaching session from me and learn the game at your own pace. I offer a variety of opportunities for players to get better at the game, and it's one of those things where there's a lot of players who I've turned into regional, international, and even a world champion along the way. If there's anything that shows, I have an FAQ on the website, so by all means, check it out and get better today. I'd love to help you on your Pokemon journey and be absolutely amazing to see your growth. Check out PTCGO Store.com, the best place to get Pokemon TCG online codes. There's a lot of selection available, and I have a discount code available for the website as well. You can pick up any kind of cards, just going up here. You can add them to your cart in any quantity that you need to get the cards that you need. And you can go to the discount code right over here, and you can put in code ZELASAGE5 to save 5% on your next order of codes. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video and have yourself a great day. Thanks.